Hello there, friend Marino. So welcome to another video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be discussing medical trans treatment, so transitioning medically. So this will be like the treatment and surgeries and stuff like that. I'm going to start off by telling you a bit about getting into the system and the way that I'm doing it, which is through the NHS. So the reason I'm doing it through the NHS is because my parents are not going to pay for it and I don't have the money to pay for it. Plus, because I am under the age of 18 and I'm still under my parents' supervision, I will not be able to do it anyway unless they're fully on board. So I have therapy through HIMS, formerly known as CAMS, and that is the therapy run by the NHS, basically therapy type stuff, the psychologists that you meet. So that is a first step. Talk to your GP and then they can refer you, and that is the first step. Then it will be going to the gender identity clinic. Well, I say then like you can just stroll right in. That is unfortunately not how it happens. There are, I think, two or three gender identity clinics. There's one in London, one in Leeds, and I think I'm making up that there's one in Newcastle. There are multiple up and down the country. I'm not sure why I only thought there was like two. I remember first getting the letter from them. It was posted to me in April and it was saying like officially on the waiting list and I'm officially in the system. But that was, I don't know how many months exactly, but that was after I had been like, hey, can I talk to you and go on stuff. I remember crying because I was just so incredibly happy about it. I was just like, I'm finally there and I can finally start my journey for medically transitioning. But they did say that the wait will be 8 weeks to 14 months and it is June of 2019. I got referred in April of 2018. Therefore, if you can do maths, you can figure out that it's by the end of this month it will be 14 months, sorry. And yeah, if I don't hear from them, then I will follow it up. But yeah, I'm super excited because I don't think I'll be able to start anything soon, but hopefully I'll at least get a consultation. At my age, I have been talking about blockers up until this point, but the reality is I will probably just end up starting testosterone, seeing as it will probably be too late for me to start blockers, but we'll just have to wait and see. On that, we have hormone treatment, so you can have hormone blockers and then HRT, which is hormone treatment. For me, I will go on T. This isn't, my friend is like this when we talk about testosterone and me being trans. So since it is right around the corner, I have been talking to my friends about it and they're all obviously fully on board and really excited for me. My parents, that is definitely a different story, but that isn't what this video is about, so I shall make a separate video if you really want to see a separate video on that. So to just say what blockers are, hormone blockers, quite self-explicit, yeah, is that the right term? I don't know. But anyway, basically, if I do take them, usually they're taken when you're 11 years old. I'm much older than that, so I probably won't take them. But they do stop puberty, and usually if you're younger, if you get them before you start puberty, or like just when you're starting puberty, then you can usually transition into your the hormones that you want when your peers are starting puberty. That obviously can't happen to me as we are well into puberty, unfortunately, but I still hope to get the right hormones soon. And then you have testosterone and estrogen. I will obviously be taking testosterone. I'm super excited. I might do a video on the side effects of that, although it's pretty self-explanatory. If I do start testosterone, which I'm bloody hoping I can, then I will probably do a video about the general stuff of that, as it is obviously like a really personal thing. It should obviously halt my chest growth, and I do have quite a small chest anyway, but it's still like super dysphoric for me. and it should hopefully stop my periods, although they will continue for quite a while before anything starts happening. Also, it will be easier for me to like make muscle mass, so I'll be more of a strong boy. Next we have the question of fertility. So before we go into surgeries, I just want to talk about fertility. And before you get to start taking testosterone, you get asked like fertility wise whether you want to have kids or not, and like how you'd want to go about that. Personally, I do not want to have children. I never want to have children myself. Like, I do not want to be pregnant. That is something that really scares me, really freaks me out. Not because I think it's a scary thing, like I've seen one born every minute way too many times, but just personally that is something that creates a lot of dysphoria just kind of thinking about like being pregnant. I really just don't like that. And yes, I'm young, and yes, things will probably change over time, but if I go on hormones, then my fertility drive will be different. Therefore, I won't be like, yes, must have baby now, like quite a few of the women's do. So will I freeze my eggs? Probably not. I don't particularly want to go through that process, just because I don't like people seeing my chest, and I definitely don't like people seeing my lower area. Therefore, me like having my eggs freezed and having somebody like mess around is just not a good thing at all. So I don't particularly care. I don't care if it's my biological child, if my like partner, I was gonna say if my partner gets a surrogate, that's wrong. If my partner like is, like if we have another, I will never be able to produce sperm, which is something that I had to talk to a friend about because they didn't realise that I could never have my own sperm. But if my partner really wanted a child and really wanted to get pregnant, then a sperm donor would most likely be the option for us, or if the desire to have a child but maybe not as biologically as many other women want children, then adoption is always a good option. Moving on to the getting rid of the eggs, the getting rid of the uterus. I do want a hysterectomy. I want to get rid of my uterus because I want to stop having periods. Periods they are really dysphoric. They're not as dysphoric as my chest, but they still make me feel really dysphoric, and that menstruation cycle is great. I am actually due to start my menstruation cycle really soon, and I've been seeing some trans women being like, I want to experience a period, and me just being like, have mine please, just let me give you my uterus because I don't want it. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking about getting a hysterectomy, but I can't make any surgery decisions like right now, so that's just general things for the future when I'm not under my parents' roof, because I know that they won't be having any surgeries. But on the topic of that, we have top surgery. I obviously want top surgery. I'm not going to bind for the rest of my life because I don't want to be able to, because I want to not have anything to bind. So yeah, top surgery is the kind of obvious, yes please, I do want that, as my chest, like many other trans guys, makes me feel very, very dysphoric. And last we have bottom surgery. In general, I don't like what's there, but there isn't a huge desire to actually have a penis. Like, that isn't like a huge thing for me. But out of the options of a metoidoplasty and a phalloplasty, I mean, they're both, because basically the metoidoplasty is a like small dick, basically a very small penis, because they kind of use what's there in a way, and it still like has the same peeing standing up, and it has like the same sensitivity, and there's less scarring because it is smaller, but it is smaller. Whereas a phalloplasty It uses a skin graft and it is the size of an adult penis, so it will be like the proper size, and they take skin from your forearm. But yeah, wait, no, that's your forearm. They take skin from your arm and they do a skin graft. And it is a multi-stage procedure, whereas I think the metoidoplasty is just one stage. But again, peeing, but it's also the aesthetic quality of having a longer penis and having an like traditionally like an average sized penis, but also an erection, so like sexual activity and everything. I am not particularly bothered, especially at my age. Sex is obviously something that I've thought about, but it's not like on my priority list of, okay, I want a dick because I want to have sex in a certain way. That's definitely not something that I need to really think about a lot. So yeah, bottom surgery is something that I'll think about later, but I want to go on hormones and get top surgery. Those are my main two priorities when it comes to medically transitioning. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are trans and you've been thinking about what you want to do medically, then please let me know in the comments down below. You don't have to go into detail, or you can do. You can just be like, I want top surgery, or you can be like, yes, I am a trans woman and would like FFS, or you know, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not as well versed in the many surgeries of trans women. I probably should be, but I know there's FFS, which is facial feminization surgery, and is it vaginoplasty? I think so. Yeah. And there's another one beginning with O, and it's basically the removal of dicks. It's less simple than that. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!